Welcome to the Narcissism Freedom channel. Whether you're returning or joining us for the first time, I want to thank you for being here in this sacred space of healing, truth, and restoration. If you're watching this, it's not by accident. You may be feeling drained, disconnected from yourself, or even unsure of where your strength went. Maybe you poured yourself out so deeply into someone who couldn't hold you. Maybe you gave your light to people who only knew how to dim it. But I want you to hear this with clarity. Your power never truly left you. It was only buried beneath the pain, the gaslighting, the confusion, and the trauma. And now, it's time to call it back. You gave your all to people who only showed up to take. You trusted when they were deceiving. You stood by them while they betrayed you. You held space for others while they discarded you. And somewhere in all of that, you started to forget just how powerful you are. But that forgetting was temporary. Because deep inside you, even in the lowest moment, something sacred refused to die. That spark of divine truth, that knowing in your spirit, is what brings you here today. You are not here to stay broken. You are not here to remain a shell of yourself. You are here to rise. And you rise by calling your power back. Calling back your power means reclaiming the parts of yourself that were silenced. The part of you that used to speak freely. The part that used to dream big. The version of you that was not afraid to take up space. The one who trusted themselves. The one who felt joy. The one who knew their worth before the world tried to convince you otherwise. You were never meant to stay in a space that kept you questioning your value. That confusion was not love. That chaos was not normal. That pain was not your fault. There comes a time when you no longer need their closure, their explanation, or their permission. The apology you never got. You no longer wait for it. The validation they refuse to give. You learn to give that to yourself. Because healing is your decision. And when you decide to call back your power, you shift everything. You are no longer the victim. You are the survivor. More than that, you are the healer, the restorer, the breaker of cycles. Isaiah 61 verse 7 says, "Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion." That means what was stolen will be restored. What was used to tear you down will become part of your testimony. The enemy thought your identity was fragile, but the truth is, it was only hidden. Hidden beneath the lies they told you. Hidden beneath the mask you had to wear just to survive. But now, layer by layer, you're returning home to yourself. Not the version of you that had to perform. Not the version of you they manipulated. But the version of you that God always knew was there. Your voice is coming back. Your clarity is coming back. Your joy is coming back. You are not crazy. You are remembering. And with every step forward, with every boundary you uphold, with every toxic tie you release, you are calling your power back. Even your body feels the shift. The weight that you carried is lifting. The fog in your mind is clearing. The dreams you had to bury are starting to rise again. That's not a coincidence. That's restoration. Calling your power back doesn't always feel dramatic. Sometimes, it's in the quiet decision to no longer respond to dysfunction. Sometimes, it's in choosing peace over proving your point. Sometimes, it's sitting with your pain until it transforms into wisdom. Power isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's the soft but firm no. The new boundaries. The silence. The inner knowing that you don't have to beg to be loved. That you don't have to explain why you walked away. You know what you know, and that is enough. There were moments you thought you had lost everything. But the truth is, you were being divinely redirected. You were never meant to stay in places that required you to shrink, to question your worth, or to tolerate disrespect in the name of loyalty. What felt like abandonment was actually protection. What felt like rejection was redirection. And what felt like the end of you was really the beginning of a deeper, stronger, more authentic version of your soul. Every time you affirm your worth, you are calling your power back. Every time you remind yourself that you are not to blame for someone else's brokenness, you reclaim more of your light. Every time you choose peace over drama, truth over illusion, and healing over chaos, you are stepping back into alignment with who you were always created to be. It's okay if some people don't recognize this version of you. They weren't meant to walk with you into this chapter. You are not obligated to remain in the roles you were cast in by people who only knew the broken version of you. You are evolving, and that evolution requires separation. It requires trust. And most of all, it requires love, real love, the kind that begins with yourself. So today, take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need to. Say it out loud if it helps. I call back my power. I call back every piece of me that was lost in fear, in shame, in betrayal, in silence. I call back the child within me who deserved to be protected. I call back the woman, the man, the soul within me that forgot what it meant to be seen. I call back my light, my truth, my vision, my peace,
my joy,
my voice, my purpose, my power. Nothing they did to you will define you, because you're no longer living in reaction to the past. You are creating from the present. You are guided by God. You are covered in grace. And you are walking boldly in a new beginning that doesn't require anyone else's approval. You may have felt emptied, but now you're being filled with divine truth. You may have felt alone, but now you're surrounded by those who understand. You may have doubted yourself, but now you're learning to trust your spirit again. This is your time. This is your moment. Not to go back and convince anyone to see your worth, but to walk forward in full alignment with your healing, your wholeness, and your purpose. And if you feel led to support the growth and awareness of this channel, the details are listed below in the description. Your support helps this message reach those who need it most. Thank you for being here, and thank you for walking this journey of healing with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help others who are ready to call back their power too. Because they took it all, but not for long.